Hey everyone.
What's up, guys?
Okay, in this video, right, we want to talk about this extremely important issue that we see happens with couples or people that want to get into relationships. So whether you have a partner or you want a partner, watch the video. If you don't want a partner, don't watch this video.
And girls, I'm gonna tell you what. You experience this in all your relationships. You're like, how in the world can I get this man to give me the attention that I need?
Yeah. So at the end of the video, we'll explain exactly what we do to make sure that Jess is getting the right amount of attention she needs, myself as well. But before that, I think it's helpful for us to explain like the male perspective and the female perspective. So kick us off, Jess. What's the female perspective on attention? Because most guys don't know this. Like what happens with guys is they end up all of a sudden you're like, shit, my girlfriend's mad at me. I don't know what to do. Oh, like this I don't know what to do. Yeah. So Jess, help us understand female brain.
So, man, females, we really like to talk. And even if you're a female and you say you don't, you can see how when you speak out loud to someone or even to yourself where you're verbally processing something, you're able to then kind of understand it more. You're able to see it from a different perspective because you're now voicing it, especially to another person, because then you're getting them to understand it. So then you understand it even more than you did before. So women, it's like you get to go to the next level. You get to have breakthroughs. You get to see the next steps. It's like it becomes super clear to you. Yeah, and you're less stressed because it's not just bottled up inside of you.
Okay, and for guys, what this means, if you can't even comprehend what Jess is saying, is women need to talk. Not, they like to talk, whatever. It's like they actually need to talk to deal with the stuff that's going on inside. And if they don't do that, your relationship's screwed. Keep going.
Yes. So, and don't let all the programming of, women are so annoying because they like to talk so much, and all those programs from all the TV shows or your childhood friends or your family or all that, like, don't let that get to you. Mm-hmm. Understand that there is a level of stability within it. You know, you can't just go and expect him to listen to you talk whenever, all the time. I need to talk right now. And like, you haven't first supported yourself to emotionally stabilize as much as you can before you go to him. And like, there's practical, like things that you can implement within talking to your partner all the time, or which we'll explain at the end of the video. You'll figure out a system with your partner on how to create that space for you to talk.
Yeah. And then from the guy's perspective, right? Like, I don't need much attention. Like, more is like, I need food. I need to make sure that I need the house to be relatively clean. I need my laundry to get done. And like, we have an agreement so that, and that's like Jess's, like one of her many superpowers is that she does that, right? But occasionally, yeah, it's nice. Like, I will enjoy an afternoon or evening where I'm hanging out with Jess and she's like, we're just like hanging out and connecting. Or one other point is when, especially for guys that are entrepreneurs, if you haven't seen other videos, like I run businesses, Jess is retired. She doesn't do anything with the business. However, occasionally I can come to Jess and say, hey, I'm working through this thing. I don't really know what to do. Here's my options with the decisions. She'll ask me some questions. And sure enough, about 3 minutes later, I'm like, breakthrough. Maybe it's 30 minutes sometimes, but it's like that kind of attention is super helpful for me. So I'd say that from a guy's perspective, typically like we don't really need attention. I mean, it varies on the guy. Like especially if you didn't have a good stable upbringing, you know, you might need more attention. So
yeah, and I'd say also for the guy's perspective, you have to factor in like what Mitchell just said, his programming from childhood, right? So maybe his dad loved attention and he saw that as his example. Well, maybe he needs a little bit more attention than the average guy. Or maybe it's the complete opposite and he saw his dad never get any attention from his mom, you know? And so that's not to say that that's going to permanently be the way that your relationship is going to be, but you have to take that into consideration because he literally was programmed with what his parents' interactions were. Whether he does the same, the opposite, a different nuance of it, it doesn't matter. Like, that's something you have to consider.
Yeah. And so like, what is the benefit of attention? Right.
Ooh, good question.
Like,
Ooh.
why do we even need attention in a relationship? Well, one, why are you in a relationship anyway? Like, if you don't want to give attention to your partner, that should be like a red flag inside you.
Red flag.
So let yourself be honest with yourself. Don't go telling your partner now if you're realizing, oh man, I don't even want to give you attention. Like, don't go tell her that, or vice versa. But if you actually care about this person, at some level, you want to give them attention, right? And share that and have them give you attention. Like, that's part of what the beauty of a relationship is you get to basically go through life together. And you get to experience cool things together. And this is something for all you guys out there or ladies who are just hopping from one partner to the next, to the next, to the next, always thinking, oh, it's going to get better. There's someone else better than me, or better for me. That, like, you're never going to be able to build depth with a person. And that depth is something that is just one of the greatest things ever.
Also, the value of attention is that it's particular and directed and specific and fruitful. So it's not just aimless attention, it's directed, right? So there's this thing that we need to discuss and it'll come to this outcome, or there's this activity that I need to do for this reason. You know, it's like if you just ask for attention for no reason or to make you feel good, that's very different than a structured attention.
Yeah. Even though that structured attention does feel good. Like, we're not saying don't feel good with the attention, but if you're like whining and complaining and then like manipulating your partner.
Emotional manipulation.
And then they're like, no, baby, I care about you. It's like, that just turns into just a mess, right? So what do we do, Jess? Tell me what to do, Jess. I don't know what to do. I'm just kidding. We have the best plan ever.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. If it's the end of the day and this man just went to battle all day long, and you try and bring all the things that you need to come to solutions on, at the end of the day,
yeah, don't do
he's
that.
going to shut down.
Okay.
It's not going to work.
Super helpful understanding, right? Women, okay, like you picture the classic guy, end of the day, he just like turns on the TV, lays on the couch, just chills, doesn't want to do anything. To a woman, that looks stressful because to a woman, not doing anything is actually stress inducing. It creates more stress. For a guy, they need to shut off a little bit every day. That's how they recharge. A guy literally recharges his testosterone that way. So it's just different. And that should be taught to everyone. That should be put on billboards. That should be common knowledge. Just like the other thing in our other video about women needing to eat to create oxytocin. But if you haven't seen that, that's a different video. This is so dang important because, yeah, if Jess comes to me and she's like, hey, like, I need this attention and this thing needs your attention and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, stop.
I'm trying to recharge.
Yeah, I'm trying to recharge. But I also have to communicate that with her, right? And sometimes I still just got to get shit done. Like, sometimes you just got to still get it done, right? And just be a man and take the responsibility.
But we have created a beautiful system. Mitchell gets done with his workday at a set time, and he has a certain time period before it's his relaxed time. In that time, I get to go to him, and I get to say, Mitchell, there's this project. Can I discuss it with you? Even if it doesn't involve him taking action on it, and I just need to talk about it. So we've got that set time, and that is so effective.
Yep.
It's so effective. And then throughout the day, he can focus, and I can know, I'll take note of this and we'll discuss this later.
Yes.
And I don't have to interrupt him throughout the day.
Yeah, that's so key, right? Because she now knows. Like when we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment and I didn't really have I had my own work corner, but it wasn't my own workspace. We got a do not disturb sign, just like they have in hotels. And when I was in work mode, I put on do not disturb. And then she knew, right? Because she knew, oh, never mind. He's in do not disturb mode. And if it's a real emergency, then obviously she'd interrupt me. Or if it was something she needed, she would text me. Because then I can look at my text on my own time, right? So that's especially if the guy's an entrepreneur. But even if the guy's doing business, whatever, has his own, has a job, it's like, well, if you have a job, that's a whole other thing, right? You gotta have your own business. But
talk to him about creating your own business.
Yeah, because just a variety of reasons. But the guy ought to go out throughout the day and go get stuff done. And the woman can make the home amazing, right? And I realize there's specific situations where the woman also has to work and the guy, whatever. But that's what should be strived for, because when you have that, it is amazing. It is the best thing ever, and you'll unlock a new part of yourself. She'll unlock a new part of herself. It's great. And then when you give each other attention, it's like the most life-giving attention ever.
Yes.
That's what's up. All right, see you in the next video.
Peace.